Alright. Uh, Morning. Alright. Alright, so today is Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Oops. Let me just set up some of these lines. These parlays. I'm kidding. Alright. This is what I'm looking at right now. Let's start with Monday. So far this week has been a clear trend higher. And now we've had some consolidation, some sideways movement overnight. So I am expecting high probability morning session. Yo Neko, how you doing? It's been a while since I seen you on my channel. How you been? Um, but anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, we've been trending quite a lot. So I'm bullish on the higher time frame. There's could always have you know a smaller retracement to kind of disrupt this trend. So I'm marking the previous afternoon session low. We've already hit the high, and the news kind of drove us down and wicked us beneath these lows. I said, yeah, I'm good. Lots of studying. How about you? Me, I just about finished my exams. I have one more exam. So this summer, with slower price action, I really want to dive a little deeper into charts and YouTube. So I want to try and be more active this summer. I also moved out, so I have my own place now, which is really nice. And I'm starting this new job that's really close to my place, so I'm doing pretty good right now. Hopefully, this will be a big summer. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. Buy side liquidity up here. This is the previous week high. And this after a huge sell off. So I definitely want to reach up here this week. So right now, I'm just wondering though if we're going to attack the previous afternoon session lows or not. Nice, bro. My exams are July. That's amazing. What do you work? So that's the thing. I used to work at Domino's Pizza for the longest time. It was never consistent. That's just the nature of the business. Now I work at a Costco call center. So, well, I interviewed yesterday. They're probably gonna hire me if my references check out. But anyways, that's nice because I get paid more, and all I really have to do is sit there and take phone calls, and it's like 10 minutes away from my house, my new house, which means I can like bike there, not have to leave super early, and you know, I also know what time I get off. It's fucking Domino's Pizza, man. They'll just schedule for to rush, and you might be there for 3 hours, and you might be there for 5 hours. Like you don't know. If you're opening, you could be there for an 8 hour shift or 10 hour shift. You don't know that. It's kind of annoying. Takes up most of your day, prevents you from making plans. Now I don't have to do that anymore, and I'm getting paid more with benefits and everything. So it's nice. It's a really good job for a trader. I mean, I have the benefits, and if I leave, it's not like anybody will really care. I don't have to focus and put so much energy into that work. Like I'm not leading a team or anything. or have a lot of responsibility. So I like it. It's going to be a good change and allow me to focus more on my trading. So yeah, I'm bullish. I do want to run into buy side liquidity. Right now, I'm just trying to determine if that's something that we can see today or not. What exams? What exams are coming up in July? I think you were doing math or calculus. If we took out that previous day high, so if we start to aggressively displace lower, like at the 9:30 open, then I could maybe see an order block and we could have a retracement. The problem with that though is there's just no, there is SMT. So sorry, no, there's no problem with that. That's the thing, is that there's sort of like this SMT, so that could start as sort of retracement, or maybe the Dow should just lower. Either way, let me also toggle my, this is gonna look a little crazy, new week opening gap indicator. 6 modules, 6 exams. What? So it's Calc 1, Mechanics 1, Chemistry, Science, CAD, Foundations of Electrical Engineering. That's a lot. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I had only 2 exams. And both of them are open book, so I can use the AI. It was so easy. Okay. That seems hard, man. Good luck. Good luck studying for those. Okay, I'm gonna highlight one of these new week opening gaps. I just don't. The December one from December. I think it's, how do I know which is which? Oh Lord. Okay, I see. It tapped into some bigger gap that I can't really tell. I think it's this one. From November. Okay, so whatever, we'll use December 19th. And just keep that on the chart. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Nah, but you got this. You're smart. If you can study ICT, you can study this. Come on, man. Fuck. What the? Sorry about that. I don't know why it just closed, but it did. Did you ever think about making a small program, coding your strategy, letting it trade itself, no emotion, passive income? Sure. The only thing is, I don't think I'm at that stage yet. I'm still trying to, like, I want to be able to do it myself, so I can always improve the strategy. Because I think, no matter what bot you use, the market conditions are also going to affect your strategy. But yeah. So I don't know. Once I'm older and have more things to do, like businesses and family or whatnot, that grabs my attention from trading, then it's something I could do. But until then, I'd rather learn to do all that myself, because the bot isn't gonna look at your model and start to think, all right, what can I tweak to make this better? Especially if it's discretionary. I haven't completely given up on discretionary. Um, you know, right now I'm trading mechanically, but you know, if I want to go back to something discretionary, I need to keep studying the markets and learn more about the moves and stuff. Anyways, yeah, right now there's some more SMT with the Dow. You see those highs were shy, making a new high. So I think there's enough to say we could have a small reversal, like we could seek lower. I don't know if it's going to be a huge bullish day, but I think there's enough to say that we could have a meaningful move lower, maybe to the sell side liquidity. I don't really see it dropping down too far, but again, ultimately the target would be up here. Maybe not today, but yeah. If we were to continue climbing a little more and get more into a premium, then I would start to short. I'd look to short. And we also have more SMT at the lows, actually. I just noticed that. You see at the lows, the higher high. This low is at 825. This low at 825 was here. So we made a new low at 840 while NASDAQ made a higher high. So there's some SMT in here. So I mean, yeah. Just kind of a wait and see what 930 does here. Have you thought more about getting back into trading, Neko? Like when your exams are done, or do you have more school right after? I just see we got another viewer in. Welcome to the stream. So one thing about this gap I don't really like is how we kind of formed it in one candle. So this is off the news release, and you see how we're not wicking away from it. We're not like showing any evidence that we want to continue going lower. We're just kind of slowly inching our way back into it, and I don't really like that. Let's see how this gap acts, but if we start to close above that, then I'd start to be more bullish. It's just, I don't know, that 5 minute, when I look at this price action, it looks like it's just inefficient. and it doesn't really look attractive. Theo Gallagher, hello, how you doing today? Let's see, yeah, we're in a premium now, so we'll see what price wants to do at 9:30. Let's look at some other assets. So I'm mainly focused on the hourly chart right now. The one thing about this is the wick. I don't really like how big the wick is. I see that as inefficient. So whenever I see a really long wick, I kind of discard it. So kind of like this one. That's why I'm not too, keen on seeing that sell side liquidity, and we can make a little new day opening gap. That's okay. But when it comes to these large wicks like this, especially this one, this is a really huge wick, I kind of ignore it. I'm good, bro. I've watching your videos for a few weeks now. They're quite interesting. Oh, thanks, man. I try and just do, my best to talk about price action, and I'm glad if you found something helpful or interesting. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anything, by the way, like suggestions, anything you'd want to see? Because I'm always open to talking about more charts and finding new video ideas. I do want to do vlogs at one point, when I have more trading money to travel with. I want to vlog and trips and stuff, experiences. Yeah, so back to what I was saying, this is kind of like just a very large wick. I kind of just don't look at it. If you look more at the body, it's just super far away from the body. It's not very important. It's the way I think of it. So, in fact, we came beneath these bodies. We've hit new day opening gap. There's enough to be bullish. There's certainly enough to be bullish, and I'm not too decisive right now on the bias. Yeah, vlogs or general progress videos would be good. Honestly, I could start doing vlogs today. I have a GoPro. I just need to get a stand. The thing is, though, I'm scared that it won't be entertaining. Like I don't know. There's my life is pretty simple right now. Like I see a lot of people all the time, and I'm always doing something new. So it'd be some interesting things to vlog. I just don't know if something to be consistent with yet, to the point where it's not gonna be like, awkward if I vlog. But I don't know. Maybe I'll think of it if I go somewhere this summer. I'm definitely gonna do a vlog this year if I go traveling. I'm thinking of going to Panama or Vancouver or Toronto. So if I do one of those, then I'm definitely bringing out the GoPro and I'm gonna vlog that. Be a first experience. Yeah, I don't know how I'd go about vlogging, my life and stuff. Because there's not too much interesting. I could think of something though. I know people would watch it because I do have consistent views. So something I'll think about. Anyways, let me go to the S&P 500. So S&P 500, similar place, took out overnight lows. You can consider afternoon lows taken out. And then the Dow has done the same. So all of them kind of took out the liquidity. We're all kind of like in the same place. We all have that buy side liquidity up there that they might want to reach for. Also backtesting data collection is also interesting, reporting interesting findings. This is actually something I wanted to do. I was actually going to stay up all night yesterday. I got back from work like 1 a.m. and I'm just like, I was just too tired to start doing something new. But if I had been backtesting already, I would have definitely stayed up. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna make some videos about that because I've been, since the summer is a bit slower, I've been doing a bit more discretion, um, exploring a bit more discretionary strategies, and yeah, definitely will need to be backtesting soon. So right now I'm just kind of getting back to that. Oh, where's the draw on liquidity? What is price doing? And understanding that. Real quick with gold, kind of just moving sideways. There's nothing. Obviously, gold is bullish, and it's not insanely bullish, so it's kind of consolidating right now, which is good for the indices. Usually, when gold trends, it's usually time where the indices consolidate. Oh, but thank you for mentioning that idea, Neko and Gallagher, for the vlog and the backtesting. Oh wait, no, Gallagher didn't. That was both Neko. Okay. Anyways, yeah, the dollar is also interesting. Dollar is going lower, so my bias in the dollar has been lower for this week. And we kind of start off Monday going down, retrace into a premium. Now we seem to be resuming lower price action. And usually, when the dollar gets cheaper, it prices things more expensive, like the Nasdaq. But it also means the United States dollar is weakening, so it tends to also bring down the actual assets. Usually, though, when there's volatility and there's news. So, I mean, the fact that there isn't going to be any more news of too much volatility today. I guess there's there's PMI today. I did not know that. There's ISM. So because of that, I think if we're gonna be lowering on the dollar, it's if we're bearish on the dollar, it's gonna be hard to be bullish on the Nasdaq for a longer term. Maybe not longer term, but short term, like over the next week or two. Which is why we're experiencing the sideways price action right now on the daily chart. Where we're kind of like, looks like we slowed down a little bit. I think it's because the dollar had been declining. So it kind of started around 13th of May. And just around the 13th of May is when that uptrend kind of stopped and we started to move sideways. So whenever the dollar, has taken out liquidity and it starts to rally higher again, which could have happened today. I mean, we're in a rejection block on the weekly chart. It kind of just took out the previous week low and rejected from that. So you see the up close back into the premium. So we could see, where is that, Tuesday, and this is Wednesday. So wait, Monday, where's Monday? Am I seeing this right? I thought Monday went down. Monday. Okay, it did. Yeah, Monday went lower. Tuesday retraced. This is a pretty large trend. So let's look on the 4-hour. Okay, this is actually perfect. We've inversed this gap. So we've definitely market shifted down here. In my opinion, we changed state of delivery after taking out the sell side. And now we're inside also these fair value gaps on the 4-hour chart. So this doesn't look too bad. This looks like it can definitely be bullish. It means if we do go higher, it can help the Nasdaq also go higher, which is nice. So I mean, let's just keep an eye out for that. The 4-hour chart doesn't really look interesting for today's price action. I mean, we've had this hour already trade above the high and low. We have 30 minutes left to this candle, so definitely a lot of volatility. I want to follow it with kind of another one of these, huge move in somewhere. Yeah, I want to see a big move off of this next candle, because I mean that just shows me that the volatility has been or the accumulation has been injected and we're starting to build orders. Not completely decisive on what the bias is just yet. Right now, all I know is we are in premium, so shorts could be valid. I just need a good sweep, so a nice little breaker setup. Opening in 4 seconds. It'll be interesting to see what it's going to do. Let's see. I'm pressing into this fair value gap. Yeah, not really surprised. Yeah, that short-term high, but I don't think that's a fair sweep. I think it's just making a new high. I wouldn't really consider that a sweep because there's not really a visible breaker. Now, if we close above here, I wouldn't really want to go back down. I might look to do something, buying it in the premium here, because we've closed up into this gap, and then if we start to inverse this gap and we go above the high, leaving a completely balanced range, I wouldn't really be interested in revisiting too much. So I'd be looking for something like this. That's the first case. Let me go back to the dollar real quick. So if we're in this 4-hour, I want to, yeah, this is more something I want, like nice little defined move higher, and then we've gone down beneath this, manipulated, right? Took out the short-term low, and now we look for an entry on the 1 minute chart down here. That would have been a really great entry on the dollar. You probably view that in Euro USD. Right after, so yeah, perfect. We get above the previous day high, and we have that 5-minute breaker, right? The initial move lower, we trade above it. Once we get above it, displacement, order block, fair value gap, whichever, it's perfect, and you just start to displace. So I would oops. Yeah, I'd definitely be bullish, more so bullish right now on the dollar. It looks like the euro is also bearish. It lines up well. Shorter term though, I think that does mean it's going to be harder for us to trade higher because the dollar is also being priced at more expensive prices. But we'll see. See, this is something, it dropping down into this gap. I mean, this isn't my model at all, but it's something I could have taken. So let's see if that works out. Okay, nice. So wait, let me just finish touching that up. Okay. Anyways, yeah, back to get rid of that. That would have been like a nice 35 points. Alright, so now we've taken out the buy side liquidity. I'm not completely against shorts here. It's just that, like I said, I prefer to see something like this. So I would look, if we form a gap right here on 935, I'd look for that gap to support price the rest of the day. Yeah. I should put this here. Or can I put this in the chat? Hello, Omar. How you doing? Would this be too premium for any move longs or not? Yeah, that's the thing. So the reason I didn't take that trade is because it's just way too much into premium. And it's just 9:30 open. So I think though, I'm willing to bypass the rule and take it if it retraces and shows me it wants to sweep and continue going higher. But the reason why it's not too premium yet is because we still have the buy side liquidity up here and no SMT. So I did mention how the Dow was, where was it? No, earlier in the morning, sorry. You see these relative equal highs on the S&P. The Dow has lower highs, and the Nasdaq has higher highs. And then same thing, SMT on the lows. So we've traded above that, and all three of them have. And so I just don't really see the need to go lower. Right. So yeah, last week's high is the draw. That's true. So I because we have the last week's high, and because this price range is completely balanced, we've traded beneath the London lows. I mentioned how this low was a large wick, so I don't really care about it. It's just there because it's the afternoon session low, but I'm mainly focused on that new day opening gap and the London lows. So yeah, let me actually just get rid of that completely. So I'm not gonna pay attention to it at all anymore. So yeah, so we have new day opening gap and London lows, and then we have the higher time frame draw, which is the previous week high. So now that we've quickly ran back higher, I mean, there's still lots of movement. There's still another 80 points to do, especially if we retrace. It could be over 100. So I can definitely still find a trade. It wouldn't be my mechanical model, but I definitely could find another trade. All I would need is a sweep. It might not sweep. It might just retrace into one of these 1 minute fair value gaps, like this one even, and then go higher from there and just continue going higher all day. But what I'd like to see is a 3 minute or 5 minute sweep. So where we kind of come down a little bit, maybe we give the, kind of like yesterday. See how yesterday I kind of got caught doing this. Shorted at 9:30 after we took out this liquidity, thinking it would run beneath this low. It didn't. It ran the high again. Again, another opportunity to get long here. But some people might have shorted. I shorted here, and again didn't work. And the whole time I knew that the bias was higher. The only reason I was shorting is because it was mechanical and part of my model. So, and this I was on call and streaming it, and I was like in agreement with other people that the bias was higher, yet I was still shorting. And I think if we're in a condition where we're just trending, I'm just not going to trade mechanically. It is definitely easier, and the RR will make up for the losses. But like if I know for the, it's like I don't want to keep taking day after day knowing it's in a trending environment and then continuing with the strategy of just trading mechanically, because my mechanical model, if I measure the high and low of the day, you know both yesterday and today would only be looking for shorts, but my bias is long, so this doesn't make sense. But anyways, yeah, what we had yesterday was, you see, like at 9:30 we had a little sweep on the 3-minute chart or 5-minute chart. Same thing at 10:24, we had a little sweep there. This is basically what I'm looking for. I want to see just kind of like a sweep where we've taken out short-term low, and then we can, or we've shown like a displacement lower. There's like a nice fair value gap or whatever, and then I can use that to go long. I want to pay attention to Dow too, because it's lagging. It's lacking behind the Nasdaq, so I want to pay attention to that. But Omar, if you're still in the chat, how are you today? How are you doing? Forgot to ask you. I'm doing good. Hope the 9:30 would open lower to give me an opportunity to trade towards the 882 level. But as you said, we might not see a minor retracement. You take this through mechanical rules. Uh, no. So I would, if I take anything today, would not be using my mechanical rules, because I just don't think we're in the environment to, for my mechanical model to perform. One thing I noticed, my mechanical model performs the best when we're moving sideways, like back here. Then it's really easy. It's very simple. We have consolidation overnight, Judas swing, move lower. Here we didn't really have that. We had the news, which came out and did the Judas swing. And then, Omar, I don't know if you were in the stream when I talked about why I didn't want to see 9:30 open up and go lower, and why it was like undecisive for me, is because draws up here, and we've already swept the lows of the important lows, the London lows. So the fact that we are also inching our way up into the gap and not quickly retracing into it, moving away from it, kind of showed me that we were preparing for just a move higher. And as we got into premium, it just accelerated, got to the highs. Did you ever consider having a consolidation slash sideways and trending model, like one for each situation? Yeah, this is basically what I'm doing. So it's like the same thing, my mechanical model, except I'm ignoring the discount and premium of the day. I mean, I probably won't take a trade, just because there might not be a valid sweep. If we do get a valid sweep, then it would be something like, in the next 10 minutes, we're going to come back down beneath this short-term low, and then I can look to trade. I want to study this gap too. I want to see if, because normally, mechanically, I mean, we don't really have a 5-minute short-term high. So mechanically this would be a short, but I wouldn't take it because this 5-minute short-term high isn't really convincing enough. But some people are probably taking that, thinking it's a 2022 model. I wouldn't want it to work, but it might show the impression it's working, and that's what I'd want. And then I'd want to long from that. Omar said, here's what I had written down on my Notion. A15 high impact news dropped beneath Asia low and then rejected heavily from that level. If price wanted to respect that run on sell side and continue to move higher without hitting major sells. If price wanted to respect that run on sell side and continue to move higher, it's the second comment. Without hitting major sell side, we can expect a new higher high to form above London high. If not, we can see that 930 may reach lower to perform a second stage manipulation and possibly reach beneath major sell side at 633. At 633. Oh, this one. But you see the what I said at the beginning of the stream when I was looking at sell side. I had this level marked, but I said it many times before you got into the stream. This is like, and it's even more evident on the Dow. Actually, no, not the Dow, the S&P. See, like when you have these long wicks like this, I ignore them. And most of the time they happen during news, like CPI or whatever. And I mean, if you go to your bodies, you see the body's low is here, and then the wick low is down here. There's a big space between the bodies and the low, and that's usually when I ignore it. So most of the liquidity is going to be at this point where the bodies are. It's going to come down beneath this, hit the new day opening gap. It doesn't need to go down here at all, just because it's a large wick. If the bodies had been closer, then it's a different story. So that's kind of why I was okay with seeing this move higher. Okay, you said feels unsafe taking any longs with how the opening range gap draw out its constant encroachment on the Nasdaq. The open range gap, so like you're talking about this? This is a pretty wide gap though, and actually most of the time gaps like this don't get filled unless they're super small. whenever you have a large gap, it tends to stay open for a little bit. Now maybe not this large, but see all the regular trading hours gap we filled most of the time are small, and we immediately fill them. And this was an exception. But see, this is what I'm talking about here, or this one. So we almost immediately fill them. So I don't know. I don't always need to see this get filled, but if we do drop down into this low, that I would be using the regular trading hours gap as support. So you said, no, sorry, I meant the wick of the major sell side on the 1 hour drawdown as consequent encroachment. The wick of the major sell side. Oh, why am I not seeing? What? Wait, am I tripping? Why is this here? Oh, it's regular trading hours. Oh, it's actually a good point. I didn't look at the regular trading hours price action. Okay, anyways, so you said the wick of the major sell side on the 1 hour, major sell side, the wick. I wouldn't say it's a major sell side, but yeah, 50%. Okay. Look at Tuesday, 10 p.m. 1 hour close and 11 p.m. 1 hour open. Tuesday, 10 p.m. Oh. Oh, nice. Can you do the same thing on the S&P? Almost. Oh, that's pretty nice. Alright, hold on. Might have a trade here. I think we'll come back down. This is the first presentation fair value gap, Omar, the one you love so much. We could be using this as support. No, I'm not looking for lower right now. I think this will fail. This short or whatever. The lows being set in there as nested lows makes the 21,635.75 level prominent as price can use the Asia lows to form a breaker. The Asia lows. Oh, low, high, lower, low. So if this is like a whole breaker, we could be retracing into it. But yeah, no, I'm not looking for lower prices. Just because again, the draw is up here. If it does, and I don't think it needs to go lower because we've passed down and then cleanly up through this move lower. So we've formed, in my opinion, we formed a balanced price range, and we don't really need to seek more discount. And we don't need to go down here because we've already taken out the lows. Where did my new day opening gap go? Oh, it's just not visible in the. Actually, it's not 9:30 gap. It's first presentation for value gap. I just meant I think it formed at 9:30. Are we taking the trade on my Chromebook? because it's illegal for me to show you where I'm entering. Apparently, I think it's a stupid rule, but that's what I've been told. Mechanically, today I would have looked for something like this. I want that to fail though. If I were in this trade from shorting up here, this wouldn't really look good consolidating like this. Consistently retesting the fair value gap. And sorry, no, mechanically I would have looked for something like this, but I wouldn't have taken this because there's no 5-minute short-term high, like valid short-term high. So I wouldn't have actually taken it, but I would have looked a short with an idea like this. Wait, Omar, when you said it's not 9:30 gap is not first presentation, you mean like this gap isn't the first presentation fair value gap? Or do you mean like it's not the 9:30 candle that's the first presentation fair value gap? Also, what the heck just happened? What was that? I don't know what that was. Price just teleported. Here. I just don't know why it opened down here. That's just crazy. It can't be a 9:30 candle. Is that because the bodies hasn't the nine, I guess the wick low or wick high on the left wasn't formed past 9:30. Yeah, there is news. ISM services PMI. I guess they expected a higher forecast and it got lower. So that But I would be scared of buying. I wouldn't be scared of longs here. I think it's just wicking down there. Kind of like what the Dow's doing. A 936 is reverse presentation. Okay. So, okay. Let's just say we're to drawing this out on my Chromebook, but see if something like this can work. Stop might be a bit too tight. So it's like down here. Um, 21,715.75 is break your mean threshold. 21,000 on what time frame? 10 a.m. is currently manipulating. Possible. I don't know. I don't think this trade would be a good idea. When it closed above that gap, I was thinking, okay, it might start going higher, but it doesn't look like it's going to do that. Mechanic rules, yeah. They would have. Well, they always work, but I mean, if you mean like did the trade, there wouldn't have been a trade though, because the 5 minute, there is no breaker here. There's a short term high, but there's no breaker. So I mean I wouldn't have been able to do anything anyway. But now, mechanically, we are in a position to long. Unless, yeah, no, we can definitely be in a position to long. Just need a good 5 minute short term low, and then we can long. Oh, it's Omar. I see what you just sent me. He's talking about some breaker in the past price action and mean threshold. But yeah, this is definitely a weird day. It's kind of sideways only. And we did trend the previous day, so it's, you know, not crazy that we have inefficient price action. We've entered this. This is a 50-minute fair value gap. Wow, we are like not stopping, plummeting. It's really good to ask yourself, where has the damage been done? Helps a lot. Where has it? What do you mean for price? I think it's obviously lower. It just sucks we couldn't get a trending day. But I mean, yeah, I overlooked the trend that we had all day yesterday. Thought because maybe afternoon consolidated and overnight consolidated, we could have another good price action, but I didn't see any need to come back down here. Where's liquidity been taken? Yeah, my bias is still up here though, so now mechanically we could start to long. Okay, I'm gonna try and long something like this. And we have a, oh wait a minute, I might actually just wait. We haven't taken out liquidity on the other two assets, so hopefully this will form a little breaker. That'd be the best case. Okay, I want to see this. I'd like to see the S&P clear its low. But if it weren't for that, I would long this. Gold is rallying. Bonds are falling hard. So I was wrong with my dollar rise. I mean, I might not be wrong, but it might go up from here. I don't know. There's more levels down here that can support it. I would just wait for 1030, see if 1030 is gonna make another run lower, and then if it does, I'll buy it. It's just looking like it has so much strength, though. It might not even make that run lower. Yeah. Okay. Starting to decline. And there's no fast forward button. No, sorry. Oh, got 2 more viewers. Welcome to the stream. Right now I'm just waiting for a setup. I want to see another sweep on a 3-minute or 5-minute. It should probably happen around 10:30. So it's just a little bit of a waiting game right now. Buyers have been stopped below. Would be excellent for it to push long now. It would, yeah. I just want to see a little sweep before doing so. I don't really care too much anymore about these relatively equal lows. To the Dow, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But it's showing too much strength right now. So, I mean, I just want to see like a small retracement and maybe like a 3-minute short-term low sweep, just so I have something to sort of anchor myself on. I just feel like this range is way too wide. I don't know, if we come back all the way down, could still buy it, but it just seems like, I don't know, so explosive. If it gives up all that explosiveness, I don't know about that. And again, that time will probably be around 10:30. So I'm gonna wait till that time. If it pushes long without me, though, it's gonna be sad. Am I breathing too loudly, by the way? Sometimes in my videos I notice I breathe very loudly. We're back in a premium. I mean, this low here, short-term low, would be a nice low if it wants to come down and take that out, hit the order block. That wouldn't be bad at all. Then I would be more interested in going long. What does everybody else think? Not that it matters though. I'm just curious. Also, this is expiring soon. I have to remember that. Okay, so far so good. Sorry. Let me look at the chat. It's really good. Ask yourself. I'm gonna go study some more. Good luck trading. Thanks, Nico. You have a good day and good luck studying. Looks like you're not gonna get that set up anyway. There is mechanically a setup though to go short, so I might take that. Because at this point, it doesn't look like we're gonna. I don't know, I might take it for the sake of taking something. I don't think I'm gonna short, no. Well, I'm probably gonna end the stream. I'm just waiting to see. It's 10:30. I'm just waiting to see if we get displacement lower, or if we're just gonna continue inching our way higher. S&P is basically at its highest though, so I would, if S&P wants to take out its highs and Nasdaq doesn't, I'd see that SMT. I'd want to short. We technically already have SMT with this high and that high. So yeah, I don't know. It looks like it might be short. Unless it just continues to go higher from here. It doesn't really retrace. But I think if it starts to inverse this gap, then it's definitely going to be a short. We're going to go back lower because of the SMT. I'm just kind of waiting for that confirmation. This is really ugly price action. Anyone watching that liked the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I got 2 likes so far. Oh, this is alright. If we don't start to displace in the next 5 minutes, I'm gonna close the stream. I'm talking about displacing lower. Or S&P makes new high. Either or. I'm still preferring though that we make that we kind of drop down a little bit, run out a short-term low, like maybe here, and then we go higher, because this is kind of looking like a market maker buy model. We just didn't have a sweep. That's what I'm missing, a sweep. Hey Omar, that really sucks. Was looking for any position to go along, didn't get any. Looking to take the market maker buy model final stage, or maybe yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But I just need a valid sweep. Like I just don't see. See, gold is still rallying, dollar's falling. It all makes it harder for the Nasdaq to go up. So even though like I want to see a sweep and I want a long, it's just like not. The other markets are not in conditions to help the Nasdaq move higher, which is also why like I'm open to shorts too right now, because mechanically we are in premium. We did sweep this short-term high. I just need displacement. So I might take it, and if we do get displacement, I take it. get into some profits and then break even my stop in case it wants to come back and finish market maker buy model, which would be a little discretionary, but my best case it'll do something like this. Okay, this is my mechanical model, so I'm going to take the short. Let's see if my bias is going to fail. And then I'm going to try and break even the stop. Because I still need a sweep to go long. Something like that. I'm holding it till here, but I mean, I might not. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna come. We'll see if it goes down there, but like I said, I need a sweep first. So if I don't get a sweep, then it's fine. Whatever. Sweep would be, we could sweep that low. So unless it displaces with speed past that low, I'm gonna close the trade. Seems like it found support on this. What is that? 5-minute fair value gap. Let me just mark that. 5 minutes. Not 5 month. Okay. Let me just visualize that. Right. Oh no, that's 15 minute. what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send an alert, and I'm gonna come back once this alert, if this alert gets hit, and reevaluate what to do. But for now, I'm probably gonna close the stream because I'm probably gonna get up and go do something or plan my day, or I don't know. I'm gonna go to gym later, with a buddy, and then we'll see. But I don't know if I want to stay much longer in front of this chart. Because I don't know, it's been, this session has been a pretty long session already, so streaming for an hour 40 minutes, not bad. Alright, well, thank you everybody for watching. So I got 25 views, which is the most I've had on a live stream, so really nice. So it'd be nice to get a win on that stream, but if it is what it is. 2 viewers right now, so thank you very much for watching and sticking with me. Thank you for everybody who liked the video, and thank you for the ideas earlier, YouTube video ideas. I'll definitely look into do some of those, maybe even today, or even some streams like that. 26 views now, but yeah, unless there's anything anyone else wants to say, I'm gonna end the stream here in a few minutes. Oh, someone just joined.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? I just finished.
Yo,
my stream.
Dom. This is a long limit. I swear this was like